Wednesday, October 23rd, 2024. Driving back to the airport. I took a West Side ride at about 2:15. I don't even know. That's it. I'm done with the West Side. I thought maybe it's only 2:15. There won't be that much traffic. Fudge. Forget it. So out of the airport, I'm only going to go to the West Side maybe before 1 o'clock. Then it's done. It's just too much traffic. But, so what's going on? Let's see. So Jessica had applied for a second house for the different company with both of us on there, and we got to rejected again. So that was a bummer. And then she was talking to Alfred, her brother, about maybe going on the co-signing with the house. He's like, I can't do that, I have bad credit. But why don't you try? And I guess she mentioned that, I give her $850 every month for the rent. But it just shows us like cash, from me. So he's like, why don't you say that's alimony or something? So she did that online, and then it kind of like preliminarily went through. I was like, yes, I think. So that was kind of interesting, Okay, so we just did that the bump in income. That might be so that she can do it by herself. My credit is effed because in 2022 in the summer, that's when the gas was like over $5 a gallon. It was insane. It was costing me like $50 plus to fill my tank, and my AC wasn't working well, so I couldn't work that much during the day. It was a complete catastrophe financially. So I defaulted on like 6 credit cards. So my credit's been screwed ever since. So having me on any kind of a deal to get into a house is probably not going to work. Unless there's this one company that Quentin said he used that wasn't that strict on credit. But she went to look at some houses that they have yesterday. They're all like old and they smell. So hopefully she can get this house by herself. It's on Mercer Lane, I think, in Surprise. So we'll see. And then I think it was last night. So I got home before her, maybe 10 minutes before. So when I walk in, I can hear Quentin and Izzy they're arguing again. This is like the second time I hear them in the room, the door closed. And he was talking about, and I could have listened to more. I could have put my ear to the door or just stood there for a while, but I didn't want to do that. But I did hear him say about your attitude. You got to fix your attitude. I'm doing all I can. Something like that. So they're having some issues. And then this morning, when I was out walking the little boy, Izzy was leaving. Like, she's loading up her car and it looked like a pretty big backpack full of stuff. And I don't know, I just got a vibe like she's gonna go to her mom's house. They probably had a big, blow up, and maybe for a couple of days. I don't know, we'll see. Or at least for the day, which is good. She should be around her mom as much as possible with the baby. But I just got a vibe like, you know what? That looked like maybe she was gonna go spend the night or spend a couple of days away, So we'll see about that. 2 nights ago, I had got a little upset because what happens is, by the time I get home, 7, 8 o'clock, Quentin, they go to bed so early. Quentin does. So they go in there. When he gets home, they eat dinner together, prepare their dinner, eat it, and then they go in the room and close the door, and that's it. And early, say 7 o'clock, I think on average. So then the rest of the night, the dog, May is in the living room, okay, that's your dog now, basically. And I don't think it's ever been brought up, hey, Mom, could you, when I go to bed, could you make sure that they just assumed that that Jessica would do it, And Jessica doesn't really like doing that. So, but see, when she doesn't do it, and the dog drinks a lot of water, so it has to go to the bathroom. Cats, you could just look. We have a litter box in the house that cats can use. With dogs, you got to take them outside to go to the bathroom. And so Quinn and Izzy forget about their dog at 7 o'clock. They don't have a dog anymore. And then Jessica doesn't want to take the dog out, so she puts her headphones on. And then I'm the one that has to hear the dog whimpering and whimpering and whimpering by the door. And so Monday night, I just got like, hey man, I got a little upset about Jessica. Like, hey man, you need to walk the dog. You can't just put your headphones on and then they ignore. And then I'm the one that has to hear the dog. And I don't want to hear the dog. And because it has to go to the bathroom. So we had a little, nothing major, a little discussion about that, spirited discussion, so. And could I be the one to take the dog out all the time? Yeah, but I'm already taking the cat out. Like literally, I like to take the cat out in the morning, little boy, at least 30 minutes in the morning, and then at least an hour at night. So that's already an hour and a half. And I usually keep him out. Lately, I've been keeping him out more than an hour. So about 2 hours a day, I'm out with our little boy orange cat. I don't really have time. Now, could I make it happen? Yeah, but I don't think it's fair that I need to spend a lot of time with the cat. But he likes being outside. Now it's cooling down. He has fun out there. He's inside all day. So it's just that's a mess with the dog. And I was telling her last night, if hopefully we get a house, I just don't want it to be like, oh, okay, same thing. They just let the dog run loose in the house, in the backyard, and they just shut their door at 7, and it's our problem. We gotta have we gotta bring this up, and talk about it. Like, hey man, that's not cool. It's your dog. You need to take care of your dog. Don't just forget. And I know it's a little bit harder now because the baby is so little, and when the baby's older, it'll be on a better sleeping schedule, and then probably like Izzy will be able to walk the dog and take care of her dog at night more. I know right now sleep is at a premium, so I get that too. But it just gets frustrating that tiny little apartment, and we have to put the gate up so the dog doesn't come in our room. Because we keep the cat food in, we keep the crunchies and whatever cat food little boy doesn't eat in the room. If we don't have the gate up, the dog will eat the food. But every time you go in and out of my room, I gotta open and close the gate. It's a big hassle, man. It's just a hassle that I don't want to deal with really. But I'm trying to help Jessica have quality time with her grandchild, So, but I just don't want to be the chump who has to do all the pet stuff, and everybody else just gets a pass. That's not cool either. So we'll see. Hopefully this works out. It's not some big deal. People get all butthurt about it, we'll see, and hopefully we get a house too. I mean, there's a lot of companies that rent houses, but it gets discouraging, and we're getting close because what's today? The date is 22nd, 23rd, I said, and on the 8th we got to be out of our apartment, so it's getting kind of to crunch time. We got to have a place to live. So, I mean, absolute worst case scenario, we can't get a house, we have to rent another apartment. And that's gonna suck because then it'll be all of us in that apartment, 4 of us with three pets. Can you imagine all the pet deposits we gotta pay? So hopefully we get a house. Yeah. So anyway, that's my update for today.